Hello. Recently I was asked to read a poem, and at first I thought, what poem would that be? And then two came to mind. Now the first one is this, The Hunting of the Snark by Lewis Carroll. But don't worry, I'm not going to read you the whole thing. We'd be here for 40 minutes or so if I did. But when I was asked about poetry, and I thought for a couple of seconds, a couple of verses from The Hunting of the Snark suddenly came to my mind, because they talk very much, or the verses talk very much about my state of therapy, form of therapy. So what I want to do is just read you this. If you don't know the story of the Snark, it's one of Lewis Carroll's nonsense poems, and it talks about the hunt for a mythical creature, the Snark. I won't give you a spoiler by telling you what happens in the end. However, there's a group of disparate characters all doing bizarre and zany things. But towards the beginning of it, they talk about how to get to the place where the Snark will be found. And the leader of this group is called the Bellman. And he says this: "The Bellman himself they all praise to the skies, such a carriage, such ease and such grace. Such solemnity too, one could see he was wise the moment one looked in his face. He had brought a large map representing the sea, without the least vestige of land, and the crew were much pleased when they found it to be a map they could all understand. What's the good of Mercator's North Poles and Equators, tropics, zones and meridian lines?" So the Bellman would cry, and the crew would reply, "They are merely conventional signs. Other mats are such shapes with their islands and capes, but we've got our brave captain to thank." So the crew would protest that he's brought us the best, a perfect and absolute blank. And that reminds me of meeting with clients and being open to whatever they bring. Yes, a map is a representation of reality, and a blank map allows you to do and go anywhere that you want, or anywhere the client wants to take me. Interestingly enough, also in this poem is a phrase that you may have heard a couple of times. You know, when people say, "I've said it 3 times, so it must be true." Well, this, The Hunting of the Snark, published in 1876, has this paragraph, or this verse. And again, it's the leader talking. "Just the place for a snark, I have said it twice. That alone should encourage the crew. Just the place for a snark, I have said it thrice. What I tell you 3 times is true." So when someone says they need to hear it 3 times, this in 1876 is the first noted saying of that. If I say it 3 times, it's true. Bit of trivial there. But the real poem I wanted to read to you is R.D. Laing, Knots. R.D. Laing was a psychiatrist in Glasgow in the 70s. And in the opening of this book, Anthony Clare says, his major achievement was that he dragged the isolated, neglected inner world of the severely psychotic individual out of the backward or the largely gloomy mental hospitals and onto the front pages. Everyone in contemporary psychiatry owes something to R.D. Laing, and I would say contemporary psychotherapy as well. It's called Knots, as in things that you tie up and things that you get in. So, are you ready to hear this one? "There is something I don't know that I'm supposed to know. I don't know what it is I don't know, and yet I'm supposed to know, and I feel I look stupid if I seem both not to know it and not to know what it is I don't know. Therefore I pretend to know it. This is nerve-wracking, since I don't know what I must pretend to know. Therefore I pretend to know everything. I feel you know what I'm supposed to know, but you can't tell me what it is, because you don't know that I don't know what it is. You may know what I don't know, but not that I don't know it. And I can't tell you. So you will have to tell me everything." So, if you're completely squizzled around by that one, I think that's an accurate description of the situation that lots of ourselves find us in. You might want to rewind it and just listen to it a couple more times. A couple of poems there. Hope that's useful to you. Hope you enjoyed that. Take care.